The prisoners want a change in the way that Texas prison officials use indefinite solitary confinement. Right now, about 3,100 prisoners are being held in solitary, and hundreds of them have been held that way for more than a decade.
Fits the cruel and unusual punishment category, but we've been doing it in this country for such a long time. Check out this headline. Texas inmates say decade after decade of solitary confinement is torture. This reporting is coming from The Guardian. Thank you, Ed, for writing this, and I happen to agree with that. A group of inmates even participated in a 21-day hunger strike, which ended on January the 30th. The reporting goes further, with thousands kept in the dangerously isolating conditions. Often for years or decades, a group of men decided last year they wanted to make their voices heard. On January the 10th, as many as 300 men at prisons across the state had signed on to begin a hunger strike to protest Texas solitary confinement practices. That is coming from the Texas Tribune. And Paul Flahive, a reporter for the Texas Public Radio, detailed the horrors of what these inmates are experiencing while in solitary confinement. Watch this.
My understanding is that they're held in their cells for as much as 22 hours a day. In a complaint that they filed with the state legislature, they emailed a bunch of legislators documents about their conditions. They said that they, at times during the pandemic, didn't have access to outside recreation for years, for months oftentimes, that they had access to showers once a week.
I want to use some harsher words than what I should use right now, but it's a blankety blank shame that in America this is happening. And Guadalupe Constantine, one of the inmates who participated in the hunger strike, painted a picture of that isolation. He said, "I went on a hunger strike to bring attention to this torture. I haven't had contact with my wife, kids, brothers and sisters, parents and grandparents in 17 years. I miss not being able to go outside or just sit at a table and talk to people without having to yell out your door or through the walls. I haven't held my kids in 17 years. The only touch I have had in this time is when an officer comes to put on the handcuffs." And again, that is coming from Guadalupe Constantine, a Texas inmate. This is really, it is sad. It's cruel and unusual punishment. Jackson, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, there's nothing about this that can rehabilitate people in any type of way. I mean, honestly, like if it's between this and that, like just, taking somebody out in a lot of ways is less cruel because of the type of damage it does over time compared to just dying instantly and then just having your socialization, in a lot of ways, your humanity stripped from you, because we're social creatures and we can't escape that. Much of what makes our lives positive at all, no matter what our circumstances are, is determined by the health of our relationships. Much of what makes us happy or not happy is the impact of the relationships that we have. So like you mentioned, even things like just being able to sit down and eat with people, talk with people up close, it's little things like that that make us human. So when you take that away from people, especially over extended periods of time like that, I mean, you're really just making it such that, people who hold it together, that's just really nothing short of a miracle of strength. But there's definitely people who completely lose their minds in that same type of situation.
Yeah, and it is a fine line, as they say, between sanity and insanity. And it really seems like this system is not designed at all to rehabilitate. You need to take those words out or adhere to the words rehabilitate. And Jackson, as you laid out, we are very social creatures, and touch is one of the most powerful forces for us. And Guadalupe just really laid that out.